This is the story of Mr. Turkey and his turkey friends.
Alright, we have day one of the turkeys out foraging. You can tell they're really messy. They should have been pulled out of that pen a long time ago. She's like, what is going on, Mom? So they're just going to come out during the day and then I'll bring them back in at night. If you're free ranging your birds, I just threw just a little bit of food on the ground. And then at night they'll get the bigger pile inside their pen. They can still go back in for water and stuff.
We had gotten the turkeys as a dual purpose. The first purpose was to use around our baby Christmas trees to safely keep the grass mowed. The turkeys would eat the grass and in return fertilize the ground. It was a win-win. And then at the end of the season, we could butcher them out and provide food for area families.
So hopefully I can get the fencing ordered up today and get them out on pasture next week. We're just gonna have a nice little buffet of grass out here. This is why we're gonna put them out in the Christmas trees. In today's adventures of life with turkeys, trying to get the turkeys to not follow you out of the pen area. I'm going to give them just a little bit of food. Not a lot, we want them to eat grass. You guys get all your big pellets at the end of the day, don't ya? So now we're gonna take this down here. Dirk, 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 Dirk! Now we're just gonna put it right there. All right. Chuck and run. Get your food. So the turkeys decided to come up to the front yard. And the dogs really liking this. And the horses are beyond confused as to what's going on here.
For the first couple of days, the turkeys did great. They stayed where they were supposed to stay, they ate the grass, they ate the bushes, and they came when I called them.
Yeah, the dogs were running towards Heidi. Hi, turkeys! This is what properly ranged, properly trained free-range animals should do. Hi guys, you hungry? Feed them too much, you're not going to get them back. Come on, turkeys. Oh, she found a chicken.
A lot of people don't realize that unlike many types of chickens, farm turkeys are actually quite docile and they make wonderful pets. They're very intelligent and very friendly, and they do like to socialize.
Hi. All right.
However, one day, the turkeys decided to go a little bit too far, and they found a patch of delicious blackberries. One of the tom turkeys became tangled in the thick, thorny vines and couldn't free himself. He kept trying and trying and trying until finally his leg gave way, and he fully pulled it out of place. He could no longer walk. He was definitely in pain, and the other turkeys refused to leave his side, knowing that he couldn't get back to the coop himself. He was a mess. What could I do for this turkey? Could I save him? I had to at least try.
So you can see Turkey's in a lot of pain. She's blinking her eye pretty good, or he, I don't know which it is. It looked like the back, I don't know if it's the knee or the elbow. I'm not familiar with rear leg anatomy, but I guess it'd be the elbow. It seemed like it was pulled out of joint.
So I put Mr. Turkey into the barn in a safe space where I could splint his leg and keep an eye on him and keep him from putting any pressure on the leg. It felt like I could just pop his leg back into place, tape it, splint it, and he should be good to go. I was really optimistic that Mr. Turkey would make a full recovery. For a little while, my splint did the trick. His leg was set in place and Turkey was much happier. But Mr. Turkey refused to stay off his leg. He was a whopping 20 pounds already and still only half grown. Unfortunately, he was still too big and still too strong to be able to withstand the splint I had put on his leg, and he kept trying to force his way back out of it, and it ultimately snapped it off his leg, which was making his leg worse. So there was just one solution. I had to hang the turkey. I created a sling out of an old bag, cut 2 holes for his legs and 1 hole for his tail, and a slit up the front for his head to come out. This allowed him to put weight on just one leg and keep weight off his bad leg. Maybe now I could finally splint it up, maybe now it would heal. But Mr. Turkey refused any help. He would spin himself around in circles in his bag carrier until he was dangling, and then he would try to force his leg back up into the hole, popping off his splint and keeping it from setting his leg straight. When I pulled him out of the bag, he was a little bit happier, but clearly suffering. His leg was now beyond all hope of saving. There was no way I could keep this leg in place. It had been too long and he had been fighting too hard to stay free of his restraints. There was only one thing left that I could do. As disappointed as I was that I couldn't help Mr. Turkey, and as sad as I was that I wouldn't have a turkey friend now for a pet, it was all for the best. You see, Mr. Turkey had more damage to his leg than I could have ever seen. His hip was almost fully dislocated, and there was no way it could have healed, not with his current body weight. So despite my best efforts, there was no way I could have helped poor Mr. Turkey, and this was ultimately the best thing for him. Rest in peace, Mr. Turkey.